I think that's like a life lesson that everyone should go through. Is
Oh my God.
working in a
Absolutely.
restaurant.
Period.
You treat people a total different way after it.
You
I
have
know.
to work
You know?
in a restaurant.
Yeah.
It should be a
Yeah.
requirement. Like 6 months, it really trains you how to, be with people, deal with people,
Yep.
show up.
The
even when it-
understanding of it all.
You're listening to Everybody Loves Naples, an unfiltered and educational podcast about living in Southwest Florida. We're your hosts. My name is Natalie Perez-Benatoa.
My name is Lance Martinicchio. From the best restaurants and things to do to our local real estate market, we're sitting down with local business owners and community leaders to provide a deeper understanding of what makes Naples, Naples.
Now let's get the show on the road. All right, guys, welcome back to Everybody Loves Naples. We are joined by Flaquita? No.
Flaquita.
Flaquita herself, the one, the only, Kayla Pfeiffer. She is a chef, and she's a big name in our area if you don't know her. Not sure where you've been living, maybe under a rock. We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, very nice to meet
Really
you.
excited.
You're just so involved in, we want to hear all about your story. We know a little bit,
Yeah.
but for those listening, maybe to dive into kind of where you got started, how the love of cooking and creating and how that's blossomed into Southwest Florida.
Yeah, I guess to this day I still stay I guess every time when I'm cooking, it just feels right and we kind of go with it. And so it's the natural flow of it all. But I started when I was super young. My dad owned restaurants in Manhattan, then in Jupiter for a little bit, a pizza shop. And so I kind of grew up in that environment. And I always just loved it. The people, the energy, you could tell the stress on people, and I thrive in that environment. I was drawn to it.
Mm-hmm.
Throw me in. Let's whip something up.
Yeah, and there was a lot of camaraderie, sport team wise that way, and I went to culinary school, and I was like,
Where'd you go to culinary school at?
Not bad at this. I went to the Culinary Institute in
Okay.
Hyde Park, New York.
Sure.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I went there, lived in Manhattan, and worked for a while, and then found myself in Naples, Florida. Here we are.
Yeah. So, okay. So, you know Southwest Florida a little bit, but you had family and you had stuff in Jupiter going on. Did you come to Naples as a kid? How did you find Naples?
I never knew Naples existed.
Wasn't even
Okay.
on the radar.
No. I was in a relationship, and I decided to move down here with him, and
Let me guess, it didn't work out.
life happens, and
I hear that
we
all the
closed
time.
that chapter, and I decided to stay. I had a great job, and I put in a lot of time, and I kind of wanted to see where it went. I was saying Naples has that potential, just like Jupiter did when I lived there, and so you see this energy that's coming here. There's a lot of really great creative people, whether it's in this industry, filming, hospitality, of course, and so I wanted to stick it out and see where it could take us. Take me.
Well, the people in Naples
That's
will never
great.
go hungry with all of the restaurants that you've helped open. Okay. And they're all, from what I know, I've tried a handful of them. They're amazing.
Thank you.
Bicyclette being the newest venture, right? And your very own venture.
Yes. My first baby is what
Your
I like
first
to call
baby.
it. Yeah.
I love it.
And so we put that is a collection of so many different ideas, traveling, and all this inspiration, and to tie it all together into one space and make it comfortable for everyone it's a lot of that hard work that's paying off. So.
Yeah.
And now I want to touch a little bit on the reality show because you were on the Food Network, Chopped, right?
Yes, I was.
So how did that all come about, and how did you end up on that show?
I actually
guess?
interned for Chopped.
Did you?
Side
Oh,
note.
okay.
Yeah.
But we're probably similar in age, so it's probably not.
Was it something you had to apply to, or they found you?
People that know me really well, I keep to myself. I don't like to expose, I like to do my thing in the kitchen. I like to cook and, make people happy from the distance, watch it from there. They approached me a few times. The first few times I was opening up other restaurants, so it just never really worked out. I think the third time they reached out to me, my old GM said, "You have to do this. It's my favorite show." And I really did it for her.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And so went through that whole process, got on the show, and met 3 really great people that I still am in touch with to this day.
That were also contestants
That were
on the
also
show?
contestants. Yep. And if I'm being honest, I had no doubt in my mind that I was going to win.
Let's go. That's right. I love it.
And you kind of have to have that swagger, especially
yeah.
in a kitchen. And so
Yeah.
I went in there and didn't have a game plan. And they were all like very nervous about it. And I was hyping them up. I said, I want you guys. You guys have to do it. You're going to win. And in the back of my head, I'm like, well, I got
They have
this
no
in the
shot.
bag.
Yeah, I love it. That's that leadership
Yeah.
mentality that clearly, yes, you make delicious food and amazing cocktails and you have such a concept, but you can't really survive in the hospitality industry as a leader without that swagger.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, I'm speaking, I have very little experience. I was a waitress for 10 years, so maybe not, but
You've seen a lot.
we've seen, yeah. Oh, that's a whole nother episode.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Have you ever waited tables, Lance?
I started out as a busboy, and actually, I went from busboy to bartender. I skipped the whole waiting tables.
Perfect.
And then I actually owned a bar for like 3 years in Philly
Wow.
before I moved down here. Yeah, sports bar.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think that's like a life lesson that everyone should go through is
Oh my God.
working in a
Absolutely.
restaurant.
Period.
You treat people a total different way after it.
You
I
have
know.
to work
You know?
in a restaurant.
Yeah.
It should be a
Yeah.
requirement. Like 6 months, it really trains you how to, be with people, deal with people,
Yep.
show up.
The
even when it-
understanding of it all.
Yeah.
So many, and so I like to call, the restaurants our own fairly normal, right? You have all these different walks of life that come in and, they have so many different past lives, different stories, and we come together every night or, if it's a brunch place every morning, and you make your own definition of what fairly normal is.
Yeah.
And I think that is
Fairly
when
normal. I
you
love
create
that.
a great team and you can only excel with the right people around you.
Yeah.
So.
So let's talk about your team a little bit. So I know this could be incorrect. Did you get started for Naples at the French?
Mm-hmm.
That was stop 1.
Yep.
And you were hired as their main chef.
Well, so when I applied to to the French, I got hired as a line cook
Okay.
with like the intention of.
And this is before Chopped.
This is way before.
Okay.
Chopped.
I'm getting the timeline here, right?
Yeah.
I'm like this,
So when I moved here, I was 21.
Okay.
And so I had other jobs in upstate New York and kind of worked my ranks there. But like everyone out of high school, college, they want to be the top dog. And so like I had that hunger. And I decided to kind of be the low girl on the totem pole and work my way up and see it from every point of view.
Yeah, and that's a good way to go.
Yeah.
And you're young and you're hungry and you're like, nothing's in my way anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just part of the deal.
And those are the hardest lessons is the learning how to treat people, the operation side when the dishwasher breaks and you still have, 400 covers and how are you managing that? And so I got to see it from this just one little piece to the one that was controlling it all. And I think, that really did help with a lot of growing quickly.
Absolutely. You can't just start up here and have everything because then you have no idea what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
No, and then everyone under you kind of just like, it's hard to respect somebody in charge when they don't know what shoes, you've filled.
Yeah, and so networked a lot at the French. I was there for 4 years. I eventually became, I think a year and a half later, the executive chef there. Then opened up
That's so impressive.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're like,
only girl in the kitchen, I think, too.
that's amazing.
And I actually found my sous chef, who is like my right-hand girl right now, she's followed me through all the restaurants that we've opened together. I found her at the French. She's another CIA grad. And,
What's her name again?
her name is Kelly Zielinski.
Kelly Zielinski. Shout out.
Shout out to her.
Yes.
She is my girly pop. We like to
I
call
love
ourselves
it.
the girly
Pops. Yeah, I keep hearing that phrase.
I don't know.
lately.
We make fun of
Like,
it, but
it's
here we
girly
are.
pop.
all of a sudden, people
never
text
heard
me,
it.
"Hey, girly pop." I'm
Yeah.
like,
What?
I
I'm
love you,
offended.
but like, what is this?
Exactly.
I'm late. Yeah.
Yeah, and so opened up Bartoli Mercado.
Yeah.
Then got approached to open up a Chinese restaurant for Paul Fleming, and couldn't say no to that.
Couldn't
And so
say no to that.
I was in an R&D kitchen for 6 months, really one-on-one with him and his wife Jody, who operates the brand, and opened that up. And from there, it just I decided I wanted to open up my own restaurant.
What was that one called?
PJK.
PJ. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They just put one in Coconut Point?
They did.
Okay, that was the one?
No, so the first one was downtown, and I think like off First Street, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
It was right around Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's delicious. We were there on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I guess that's a while
Beautiful
ago
restaurant.
now. But
Beautiful restaurant.
so good.
Yeah.
So then, okay, after PJK, and I mean, you opened that. You helped create that cuisine, those dishes, and then how How did Bicyclette come to life, and how are you able to manage all these different ideas with these different restaurants?
I mean, I'll be honest, I have a notebook. I write everything down. And so I have stacks at my house, and I refer back to them. And so it could be something I wrote, like even last night I was looking at it, something I wrote when I was still didn't even start culinary school. And I just wrote down like a phrase, and I was like, full circle, it comes back. And now it's something that down the road I'm going to like imply and input into another, concept. So
That's amazing.
That's great.
Keeping that going, that flow. But Bicyclette happened, I was approached by someone, his name's Louis Mill, and he owned the Fit and Fuel. And he said, do you want to open up a restaurant? I said, of course. Like, I always loved that spot. I always thought there was potential. And we closed it down, and in 3 short months, myself
did it.
and maybe 2 or 3 line cooks that I had at the time did all the demo work.
Yeah.
I had, my now partner in the business, Colleen Donovan, help with the decor. But, a lot of it was her kind of listening to my crazy ideas that I just randomly shout out, and she kind of pieces it together. Right.
That's awesome.
And so we have that really great relationship. And here we are.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you're still there cooking every night, probably?
Every night. Yep.
Yeah.
We just got hoods. For the first year, we had 4 induction burners. That's it. And we make everything in-house.
Wow.
We still only have 4 induction burners. We just don't smell like food as bad at the end of the night.
I remember coming down there, maybe it was last summer. When did you guys, or summer of 2023, when did you open again?
So we opened November.
Okay.
November 20th. Yeah.
So maybe it was like fall, and I remember being like, oh, I really want like a little wrap and smoothie from Fit and Fuel, and I was in the area, and I pull up, and I'm like, what the hell? But then I was so confused because it was still Bicyclette. Like, there was bicycle themed things. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then a few short months later, I went and dined there during the holidays, and I was like, this is unreal. I think you had just opened maybe a month before. I need to go back. We have to go back.
Please. We like to change the menu.
We didn't want to push it on you and say, hey, we're going to do an episode at Bicyclette.
Yeah.
That would be so much fun.
Why you just bring us out food.
Yeah.
We'll just start reviewing it, and we have no idea what we're talking about.
I like the honest truth, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? If you're not going to be true.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's your favorite dish on your menu?
We
have the menu here if you need it. No.
So I do. I still need it. So, but there is one thing I love. We have this hamachi collar on the menu, and so think of it like a chicken wing-esque. So it's on the bone. It's the collar of the fish. So hamachi is like a fattier fish.
It's under shareables.
Shareables. Yep. There you go. And
Lance memorized
it. We brine it in kombu. So this is like a dried seaweed. So we kind of get this umami just from letting it sit in our marinade. We roast it off, but we rub it down with like this burnt onion and Fresno pepper agua chili. And then we garnish it with like puffed sorghum, so like popcorn, but natural grain. And then we have like this yellow pepper dew romesco on the bottom. And
no idea what that is.
I know, and it's all these foreign words, but it's
great.
But when you tie it together, I think the dish is just, it's beautiful. It's one of my favorites that I've ever really come up with.
That's me. We have to try it, but I'm just so in awe of like, how do you know what ingredients? Obviously, this is what you do for a living, and what you love. But when did you taste all of these things? Like, does it happen? Did it happen at culinary school? Or are you like, oh, I've never tried this. Let me add this to my menu. I mean,
yeah, I think you can't be afraid of failure with it, and so I don't know. What things are, and so I buy them, I read about them, I mess with them and
so
go
you're
from
constantly
there.
Experimenting.
Constantly. Yeah, I think my whole
an
life
art.
is that. We call it R&D, and when I travel, it's R&D. Even if it's a vacation, there's always a focus to go dine, whether it's to see architect, design, a flow of service, whether it's like a really cute shirt I like, and that could, like the color or pattern could have something to do with restaurant decor.
I love it.
So I have friends in the restaurant business, right? And anytime I go out with them, that's all they're constantly doing is looking at everything around them.
Yep.
Whenever we go out to eat, from the service to the decor to everything. So that your mind just doesn't stop.
It's like my number one thing is, what are you doing when no one's looking? Because someone is always looking. And so, to instill that, and it's hard in a restaurant, managing all the elements and people, but
especially Naples, where there's opinions.
There is opinions, and and you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt.
Sure.
Well, the food scene is a big thing down here. I mean,
It is.
this is people come here, they come to vacation, and they want to go out to dinner. I mean, no one's at home cooking hardly at all
No.
anymore. So.
Yeah.
They're at breakfast and they're like, where are we going to lunch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
I
golly.
kind of love that. I mean,
But it is. It's awesome. I mean, that's what people do down here. And they kind of have, when they have restaurants like yours and others in town, they have a high expectation. So when something new comes to town,
Yep.
they have every right to, not critique it, but experience it. And how has that been like for you? That meeting I imagine you've met a lot of your patrons.
Yeah. So everyone has their opinion, and Bicyclette is, definitely outside of what the Naples call norm. We're not on Fifth Avenue, and so that right there kind of puts us at a little bit of a setback.
I'm seeing everything coming more north.
But I
Naples.
love it
Awesome.
because of that.
Yes.
That's the spot for me. I want I define what a destination restaurant is. They're all destination. You know,
Right.
even if you're walking down Fifth Avenue, you're there for a purpose. And
Yeah.
so
Like, do I have parking?
Yeah.
Is how,
Yeah.
Huge
there's certain
thing.
things
Yeah.
that people aren't going to be like, well, we have this option. We have great options uptown or, near Mercado, which
You're
is
right down the street from the Ritz-Carlton.
right there, the residency is being built. You know,
And
Yeah.
I'll always call that plaza the pavilion
the pavilion. Yeah.
because growing up, that's all really that was there. And that's the only reason you went.
Yeah. And to see that whole plaza transform now too.
Seriously.
It-
And there's
you know-
so many great restaurants just within that plaza that it's like
Yep.
people in that corridor. I think it's great.
Yeah.
So how about plans for expansion?
Oh,
Another
always,
concept,
of
or are you
course.
going to keep that same concept in a different location?
No,
or-
my brain goes all over. I
You
can't,
can't
just
keep
keep one.
concept?
Yeah. So for the near future, actually starting at the end of this month, we're going to be doing we're starting a grab and go sandwich shop. It was
Oh.
something that we always envisioned that
That's good to
we
know.
wanted to
We
do
need that.
kind of through Bicyclette, but it's going to be called Thank You Kindly. It's a limited sandwich, hot, cold, a few salads, grab and go.
See,
You
that's
go-
more for me, grab and go.
Perfect. Perfect for what we
It's
do.
low commitment, and so
Yeah.
if you
That's
have,
me.
That's us.
if you're skeptical about trying Bicyclette for dinner, try sandwich first. Maybe we can convince you to, then come in for a cocktail, maybe a snack, and go from there. But
So is that going to be in that same location?
it's going to be, yes, part of it.
Part of
Bicyclette, but a different concept within it. And so
but it'll
kind of-
be in there.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attached.
Attached to it. Yep.
Okay.
And
Maybe
so
on the side where the bikes are parked. I'm envisioning.
I have this whole little
little-
cart situation I'm getting teed up for.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and so that's the short term, and then we're looking at a few places, whether it's Bonita or a little bit more south, not Fifth Avenue south, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
restaurant wise.
That's awesome.
Very
Yeah.
nice. So I got to ask you, because it's a huge deal, and I've only become aware of this recently, the James Beard Award.
Yeah.
You are nominated, if I'm correct.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
an awesome accomplishment.
Huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
So yeah, we actually, good friend of mine's son actually just won it
Okay.
last year.
Awesome.
So he wrote a book called Slow Drinks.
Uh huh.
And anyway, so tell
I'm
us.
familiar. So,
Oh, you are?
Of course.
Do you know Danny Childs?
I actually I do.
Oh.
I once again I'm a culinary nerd, so anything I like to deep dive into it, and I get to know my peers really.
Oh.
People
Probably
around.
at the event that you maybe.
Yeah,
were
so
at
we did.
when
We
you
covered
guys-
an event at the Ritz-Carlton that he had put on. Anyway,
I wasn't there for that. I was
yeah.
probably working. But
Yeah.
exactly. So how does that come about? Like, how do you get nominated, and when do they actually announce the winner? Maybe we'll cover that.
Yeah, so first off, I think this is, for me, I don't really recognize a lot of the accolades. I like to keep my head down and work, but
Yeah.
this is something that I've worked really hard for, and I've always, had in the back of my head that I've wanted to accomplish. And so to get here with Bicyclette's first year is really,
Outstanding.
no one can really imagine
No.
that this would be the case. But here we are, and super, super happy for it. And the next step is now to keep putting Naples on the map, right? And
Yeah.
that platform.
Well, not too much.
Not too much, within reason, of
Yeah.
course. But yeah, so the next step is they come and they dine, like a guest shopper, secret shopper, whatever, anywhere from now until April.
Okay.
You don't know who they are. And so it really
Could
is
be Natalie.
your whole stack. Yeah. Someone on their board. If you're on the board, let me know.
Yeah.
But
Not yet.
yeah, still working on chopping.
Yeah,
But so they come in, they dine, and it's the whole interaction with the staff. And
Okay.
had to type up this, essay about, what I believe in, like, the culinary world, my platform, and X, Y, and Z. And we'll go from there. But
And then there's a big announcement, I guess,
in April.
In April. And how many other nominees are there?
So there is 20 altogether.
Oh, wow.
And then only 5 move on to the finals, which is then hosted in Chicago.
And this is nationwide.
Yeah. This is like the Grammys,
is top 20
Emmys,
in the nation, period.
Yep.
Like, in my eyes, and I hope you win, and I think you will. In my eyes, you've already won. Like, that is incredible.
Thank you.
And you're so young.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you look so young.
29. I just turned 29.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's pretty bad. I hope I'm sorry if you feel bad about yourself now, knowing we've got a James Beard nominee who's 29 living in Naples, Florida.
Naples, Florida.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Naples.
Everybody loves Naples. More of a reason to come down and
That's right.
experience the whole thing.
So you think you're going to win?
No.
Come on.
No.
You knew you were going to win.
I like very humble with it all, but there's some really talented chefs, and just to be put in groups in that category is an honor.
I mean, are any of them under 30 other than you?
Honestly, I don't even know.
Probably not. We'll find out.
Can't imagine.
That's a good question.
I mean, that's a really.
Jay, can you do some research on that?
He's on it already.
And if I get to the finals, then I know it's because of exactly what I believe in, my true platform, the food that I, put up every night, and my staff as well. And, we all feel the same way about it.
Right.
So
I do want to ask you, and maybe this is switching gears a little. Obviously, you're a young person living in Naples, having a thriving career, working your ass off. I mean, none of it's easy.
Yep.
That's what I know. How is it like living in Naples at our age for you? Not being from here and bringing your career here.
I think there's challenges with that, but it's only getting better.
Yep.
I think younger people, Sugar Shack down the road are just opened, and that's a huge venue that we're gonna see a lot more people coming in and out of this area. And also, I picked Naples because I think right now the airport is small enough where you can be like in and out of Fort Myers and anywhere within a few hours. And so I love traveling, and it's that's kind of how I balance the Naples life is by traveling.
Right. It's easy to get in and out of here.
And you get to come back and have somewhat calm. I mean, the energy in Naples, your work isn't necessarily calm and easy, but the energy here is so grounded and just easy living that I'm sure you get your fix when you go to big cities or even across the coast, and then you come back and just chill.
Yep.
And have you met a lot of people, obviously through work and things?
Of course.
But yeah.
I have a great, friend group here, and I would have never expected to meet so many like similar-minded people.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see here. Yeah. I think for me, it's a lot about hospitality, but there is a really great group of talented people that really care in this area, and you don't find that in a lot of big cities. There is something special here, and I truly want to see that everyone in this area keep growing. And
you just see the potential that it could just keep getting better and better. And
people take such pride in where we live. I mean, that was when we were thinking about a name for the show, and we've mentioned this before, but we're thinking, what do we call it? Because I make a lot of jokes that like there's too many people here, because
you like the sleepy town.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, coming back, I didn't live here for a long time, but I'm from here.
Okay.
So I lived in big cities and came back, and I'm like, damn, this is crowded from what I compared to growing up. And then for what we do, obviously we want people to keep buying and selling in Naples because we're in real estate business. But to your point, it's really a special place that I think young families, they're going to keep coming here, raising their kids here. And if they can have a business here that thrives, why not? And connect with other like-minded people.
Everything points here.
Yeah, everything
so it's just a matter of time. And, there has to be the forefront. And I think those people now, have their foot on the gas, and it'll only keep developing from there.
Do you see Naples as your kind of forever spot?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I feel like she can't stay still. I don't know.
Let's see what happens with James Beard and go from there.
For now. Mm-hmm. For now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, obviously I know you work so much and you take care of everything. So you have a friend group. What do you actually do if you just want to like chill out for a little while? You go to the beach down here, boating.
Yes and no. I mean,
do you ever get any free time?
I know, of course I do. I think
Probably goes and tries other restaurants.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of just let's go out. We'll grab a drink somewhere. We'll cook, dinner at someone's house, and it's just a lot of just conversations over a few bottles of wine and some snacks. It's
just like quality
nothing crazy.
time with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There isn't like let's go out and let's have this big day planned.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
Maybe
fun.
pickleball. I'm a big fan of pickleball.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah.
I still
Are
haven't
you any
played
good?
pickleball.
Probably.
Kinda.
Yeah, you're like
getting
the
there.
humble celebrity chef in the area. She's like, no. She probably like slams it every time.
No, but
Do you have a favorite court?
Well, everyone plays at the Veterans, so
Yeah.
That's a good court to play. You have to wait a little bit, but
Yeah. I haven't played in a while. Maybe she wants to play Cornell.
So where would be your dream restaurant location?
I think that's a tough one. I have so many areas that I wanted to open restaurants in the past, but the quick answer would be Naples. We're
Right
here.
now.
Yeah.
I love it.
And, just being in the moment and being present here is the next one will definitely be here and probably the one after that. So,
I love it.
Well,
Well, it's clearly working for you.
yeah.
So,
Bonita, right?
yeah.
Natalie, because Natalie's Bonita.
Yeah.
I love Bonita, though.
No,
Bonita and
Bonita's
Naples.
great.
It's all one place to
It
me.
is, yeah.
I'm like, that's what makes it great. This is silly, but I love the show Bear.
Yep.
I don't know what you think about it. That's not really the point. But he has like all these like kind of cool like food related tattoos, and I've noticed that in other chefs. I see you have a few.
I have
that are nice and dainty.
quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're wearing sleeves, so can you tell us a little bit about like your symbolism of your
Yeah, I mean, they're
tattoos
all kind of food related. I have like a flying pig on my forearm. It's,
pigs fly?
but it's also like it's the Renaissance age of like artwork too.
Okay.
So there's kind of like a little bit that's depicted into a time period in an art. I have a little shrimp. I got Bicyclette.
Nice.
Actually, I don't know if I should say this, but at my restaurant, someone did that. Like
That's
they just
amazing.
randomly came in. One of my servers.
Hopefully the health board doesn't listen.
Yeah, sorry, it's a restaurant. And yeah, wine key.
That's
Best day
awesome.
ever.
Best day ever. Just remind yourself
This is
that
love
great
that.
expression.
no matter how bad or good of a day, always try
Yeah.
to make it the best day.
Do you get your tattoos done here, or do you travel for them? Or
I've gotten quite a bit of them done here. Yeah,
Who's your artist? Should we name drop an artist?
Jourey. I don't know his last.
Jourey.
I don't know his last.
Jourey. You're a tattoo guy.
Yeah,
Sweet.
but he's got a little private shop, and he's like, I've never tattooed a flying pig on someone, but here we go.
But here we go.
I'm your girl.
Yeah. The cocktails at Bicyclette are also a thing. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit more about your inspiration for your cocktails?
Yeah. It's, once again, kind of strengths and weaknesses of people. So we have Ashley, who runs our beverage program there. So she created all the cocktails, and her and I have worked together for 5 years, and so she knows my likes and dislikes, and also hers, and so we've kind of came together and have this fun mix with pop rocks. We have some cocktails with Fernet, which I love, and it kind of varies from a light refreshing to something that's a little bit more heavy spirit forward.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. And then your staff. How many do you have on staff at Bicyclette?
So on any given night, I think we probably have in total working on one, say Friday night, front, back of the house, maybe 30 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many does a restaurant hold total?
We have 150 seats.
150 seats?
Nice.
Yeah.
Reservation recommended?
Absolutely. Yeah. It helps
Yeah.
us.
Do you have any walk-ins?
Well, we love walk-ins.
Well, you love them, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll always, do our best to accommodate walk-ins, but we always keep kind of the books open for that as well.
Yeah.
Right. And it's mainly dinner, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Are you open for lunch
We're
as well?
open for lunch.
Okay.
Yep. From 11:30.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Open for
Don't
lunch.
listen to Natalie.
11:30 to 9 every single day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the sandwich shop is also going to be open, well, for lunch.
The sandwich shop will be open from 10:30 to 3:30.
Okay.
And that's next month?
And that'll be February 24th.
Woo! We
So
might have
coming
to.
up.
I'm excited about that.
We'll whip this up real quick.
Yeah. You're like, the pressure's on.
Yeah. Just whip it up for Kayla, literally. What's your favorite thing to cook? Like at home for you when you're not, in the restaurant, but just, I'm hungry. I want to make a meal.
It's
SpaghettiOs. No.
I kinda big bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
No, it's probably something super easy. Like I love grilling.
You're going to say easy and I'm going to be like, what?
No, the goal is how many pans do I not have to clean at the end of the night.
I love it.
Probably grilling, whether it's, chicken, steak, pork, whatever it is, and then a vegetable on the grill. Super easy. A nice, light, herb sauce at chimichurri.
There you go.
For being specific.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
Do you have specialty places in town where you like to get different ingredients for Bicyclette or at home? I mean,
so we try to work with as many local people. For a while we were working with Circle C, and that had to transition over. But we work with Dilly Seafood, and then produce wise, Farmer Mike's as local as he can with the area, and then some of the farms out in Immokalee as well.
Yeah, love it.
So I actually have a question because, obviously being a chef and everything, now that you've gotten to the business side of it, of actually owning the restaurant as well, do you enjoy that as much, or just cooking is probably your main passion, I would imagine?
I like learning, right? And so the more I know about every aspect, I think the better I can then train, everyone around me. So I like both parts, but I would be lying if I told you that I love to sit and do admin work.
Yeah.
I definitely have to
Or front of the house stuff.
I have to make sure that I schedule a day to do it and get it done. If not, I can easily blow it off to just be in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Doing your thing.
Even cleaning, I'd probably rather do cleaning more than doing admin work and stuff.
I'm with you.
Do you have any gluten-free options for Natalie on the menu?
Of course.
I'm not gluten free,
But
but
you keep pushing gluten-free options in this town.
Everybody
No.
needs gluten-free.
No, I know, but
that was something Tim said, and I was like, might as well. We need more of them.
Yeah, we always we do our best to accommodate any allergy, whether vegetarian, vegan, gluten. But
I should be gluten free. I get that. I get it.
But yeah, a lot of our menu is already gluten free.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So actually, obviously you have your own flair of how you make things. When a customer wants to make substitutions, are you just like, no, I'm not changing it?
Yeah, I actually am.
I love it.
There's a hard no.
Yeah, no,
The dish
I
is
figured that.
intended to be this way.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why they come there to dine.
Yeah.
That should be clear, right?
Yeah.
It's not a...
There's rarities that we have to make little substitutions, but
Right.
for the most part, it's like, give it a try.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of regulars yet?
We do.
Yeah.
We have a great group of people that keep coming in, and we've formed that relationship with them, and so that's the best part about operating a restaurant is the relationships that you build within the four walls.
Yeah. I imagine being a chef, there's obviously so many opportunities to eat. And try different things. You seem so fit and healthy.
Yeah.
And obviously you know how to take care of your body and your mind, and you got a lot going on. But how does that play a role in what you do in the restaurant world and in your personal life?
I love running. I run every morning. I think that's the way that I clear my head.
Did you do the Naples half?
I didn't. I didn't even know it was happening. My head was down working, but I actually do have a marathon planned in Bordeaux in September.
Oh my word.
So it's going to be running through all these wineries and stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So you get the best of both worlds. I'm inviting everybody. Come on.
I would love that.
So you run every morning?
Yeah.
That's how you start your day?
Every morning. Yeah.
Outdoor, always?
Always outdoors. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm fortunate, Bicyclette's right there. So if I have to run in there quickly,
Literally?
I can run out and run the beach and, shower quickly. And it's...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's great. Is that where you like to run, on the beach?
I like to run the beach, yeah.
That's the next level.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's fun.
I'm doing a trail run next weekend if you want to come.
Sign me up.
It's on the Picayune Strand.
Okay.
It's, I don't know, South Collier. But I think only a few miles of it are pretty narrow and on dirt or sand. But it's a trail run, and I don't run trails, so this should be interesting.
It definitely keeps your mind, very focused. So I think it goes by faster that way too.
I do too. Yeah. And just running in general. I'm a fan.
Yep.
It's the only thing keeping me sane.
Yeah.
So what's your expectations for diners once they leave your restaurant? What do you want them to walk away with?
I think
what kind of experience?
The biggest compliment anyone can, give me specifically would just be that, not even a compliment, it's the expression that they have when they taste something, right? Like they're putting their trust, like they're investing money into a restaurant, that I operate. And, that right there is, I take that seriously. And so I want every dish to, be just as good, first as good as the last. And so when you see that, that expression of just true, like, wow, like that was really good, and you know that face, right?
Yeah.
It's that's the expectation that we have, every night, every day at Bicyclette.
I love it.
So would you say you get primarily vacationers or more locals coming to the restaurant?
It's a mix. It just depends on the time of year, It's super seasonal still here in Naples, which it's another hard place to operate a business because of that, because you're really hot for half of the year and then the other half you're like, what happened?
Right.
And so we balance that out. We try to make community a huge emphasis. And so doing pop-ups during the summertime and, getting a lot of other local businesses involved is, something that I want to keep growing and building in this area.
I love it.
But yeah.
Yeah.
We have some of your merch here. Check it out, guys. This is a t-shirt. Do you have a lot of merch?
We do have a lot of merch.
Merch is a big thing.
I'm a big fan of merch.
Who isn't? It's
So
kind of the best.
do you create all this as well?
Yeah,
You
I did
design
all of
it and
Yeah.
You do? Like the graphics and everything?
I did all the logos and all the...
Oh my gosh, you're just like a bundle of creative joy. I just want to... And you run. I'm like, can we be friends?
We are friends.
We are friends. Okay, I have to ask this because you're the baller chef in Naples. And like, this. You're not going to ever say it. We all know. Where is your favorite restaurant outside of your own?
Easily, I have one.
Love it.
It used to be kind of wishy-washy, but there's this small little natural wine bar called Nat Nat.
Yeah.
And that is probably
Nat Nat.
the only place I go in town. Like, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
That is my spot.
I love it.
I love the people.
Never
I
heard
love
of
what
it.
they stand for. They have a small menu that rotates weekly. And, you never leave disappointed, whether it's the bottle of wine that Diego's serving you or what Ming's cooking in the kitchen. It's
brother
10
and
out of
sister,
10.
right?
Or
is it...
No, so Ming...
Sorry, boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah,
Dang
so
it.
Diego and Anna, she's the pastry chef there.
Yeah.
And then Ming is in the kitchen, who is also
And they
a
do
partner.
something for breakfast where they do like the breakfast plate and you don't really get to decide, but they're just like, here it is. And it's, from what I've heard, it's amazing.
Yep.
Which is, this is my kind of place because I don't want options. The more options I have, the harder I'm like, I'm just hungry.
Yeah.
Feed me. Right?
I'm the same way.
We got to go to Nat Nat.
Nat Nat's
Love the
spot.
name.
Great name.
Great name. Well, we're so honored and thrilled to have you on. I hope this is not the last time we get to chat.
No.
Maybe we'll do a taste test once maybe after season.
Listen, we'll
Bicyclette.
always make time. I think that's...
So if you could, if someone hasn't been to your restaurant, why should they come? Give them one.
It's genuine. It's food that, when you taste it, that there is truly like the love, the care, and, in the kitchen we call it con amor. We all put so much effort into making the food what it is, and it's fun for you to come in and read a menu item and interpret it in your own way.
I love it.
Well, you are a great addition to the area, and
Thank you.
appreciate you coming on and taking time out of your busy
Thank you
schedule
for
and
having
talking
me.
to us.
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
so
you.
awesome. And Naples has not seen anything like this. So if you have not gone to Bicyclette,
Come on
Naples
by.
fam.
You want to tell them how to follow you? And
So you can follow Bicyclette at Bicyclette_Cookshop on Instagram. And then if you want to follow me, it's just Kayla Pfeiffer on Instagram.
There we go. I love it. And you're doing a Valentine's Day thing, which this might
We
be
are.
released after.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
maybe
maybe
next
we can
year.
clip that
Yeah,
up.
next year. He's like, don't push it.
Guys, all right.
What are we doing for Valentine's?
go.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening. And we'll see you next time.